sister and brother are studying dentistry too. And I'm sure when you grow up, you will be a dentist too. That's right. So you can open one dentistry hospital. No, you don't want to be a dentist. You want to be something different. I like that. But why you don't want to be a dentist? Just like your brother and sister and like your father? Is your mother a dentist too? No, your mother is not a dentist. Good. Now you don't have all those dentists there. And here comes Sarah, maybe. She's a principal. Oh, she's a teacher. So she's a principal. So is she in the same school? Hello, Sarah. Please type 1 if you can hear me. Aha, she was an English teacher. This is why your English is very good. Good. All right. So let's go. Since we were talking about jobs all the time in a previous session, now our lesson today, as you can see, is speaking, and which is about crossing out or crossing cultures. Now, our lesson objective today are mainly 3. So the first objective is to review vocabulary for jobs. So we have some terminology or a bunch of vocabulary related to jobs. Also, number 2, we're going to expose students to extended spoken discourse, so we can extend our conversation for more speaking, for more certain situations. And we're going to develop listening skills, so we're going to listen to something, and after listening or reading, there's always vocabulary and comprehension question. So are you ready, Sarah and Nina? Okay, and here comes Mawadda, so we can she can help us too. Hi, Mawadda, please type 1 if you can hear me. Mawadda, this means compassion in English, I think. Okay. So, crossing cultures, people have different cultures, and in every culture, they have sometimes unusual, crazy jobs. But for us, for us, the jobs are very unusual and strange, but for them, in other cultures, it's okay. Like, for example, it's uncommon here to see, or unusual to see, a woman as a butcher or a painter or a taxi driver. It's not actually satisfying here, but it's okay to see a butcher or taxi driver or even a gumbuster in the West or in Europe or United States. So cultures have different views about jobs. Okay, now let's take a look about cultures and tradition. The tradition of Saudi Arabia, women cannot drive cars or fly planes, which means that it's strange to see a woman driving here because this is against the law, and also it's against tradition, even though there are some people who would agree with it, but the most are against this. And in Saudi Arabia, the culture of Saudi Arabia, it's not also familiar to see women or teachers, female teachers, teach other boys or secondary boys. So traditions have really different views about jobs. Now let's take a tour around these cultures and see how it's going to happen. So now let's discuss the following question, which is loading. Now let's take a look about male and female. M stands for male men or male. F stands for female or women. Now, which jobs do you think of as being done by men or women? Tick the jobs for masculine, male, or female, or feminine for F. Company director. Of course, according to our culture. Both sometimes, but mainly here in Saudi Arabia, okay? We're talking about the culture here in Saudi Arabia. Mostly men or masculine or male. Nurse. Nurse is for female most of the time, for feminine, for women. Maybe sometimes we can see a man or a young man as a nurse, but mostly, yes, it's feminine or female. Librarian. Mostly here also male. Secretary. Secretary, most of the time here, it's both. So you can see in, let's say, a school or a bank, you can see secretary. All are women and all are men. You know, this is special about Saudi Arabia. Men are separate and women are separate in jobs like banks and hospital, maybe not hospital, maybe in schools and so on. So it works for both secretary. Veterinarian or a vet. You don't know the word. It's a vet, animal doctor, or people who study animals or help animals. Actually, you don't see men or women here working this job. So it's neither for them, for both of them. But mostly, yes, you can look and see some men here do this job. Pilot, mostly male. Basketball player. If we talk about Saudi Arabia, there's only one male or masculine football team. I haven't seen any Saudi team. Now the last one, primary school teacher. Both, yes, both. For a girls section or for boys section, it's for both. That's right. All right. Now let's discuss the following question. Let me ask you this question. Which jobs are more highly paid? Money. Which jobs are more highly paid around the world and in Saudi Arabia? Pilots. That's right, Melinda. Thank you. Doctors. I agree. Engineers. If you are a successful engineer and you have a company, you can get a lot of money. What else? Teachers. What do you think about teachers? Lawyers. That's right. They are poor people. Poor people. Yes, poor people. Actually, in Japan, in Japan and Germany, they are the most paid or the highly paid job. But you know, in Asia and Africa, and also sometimes in the United States and South America, it's not that much. It's not that much. Now let's see. Is the percentage of men and women in traditional male or female job changing? Can you give me some examples? Do you think the number of men and women in job is changing, especially here in Saudi Arabia? Yes, give me an example. You've seen that the Saudi Ministry of Labor has made a lot of changes, especially for women, because women can only do 2 jobs in Saudi Arabia maybe. They can be either teachers or work in anything like teachers, or nurses, or in banks. That's the only 3 maybe things most women can do. Now women can work in the malls now. They can work also in some shops like lingerie, like cosmetics, perfumes, and other stores. So the number is changing. Women have got more jobs to do, especially here in Saudi Arabia. And here we gave some. Now we can see female lawyers. Yes. And in the Council of Saudi Arabia, which we call Majlis Shura, also there are women now. And you can see some Saudi women now on TV too. Okay. Now I'm going to play something for you, and you're going to use your beautiful headphones, okay? So you're going to listen to two people, all right? Okay, we're going to listen to two people. They almost have the same job. And after the listening, I'm going to ask you a few questions about this. So we're going to compare. We're going to make comparison between the first job and the second job. Are they the same? Are they different? And so on. So get your headphones ready. And when you're ready, tell me. Are you ready, girls? Okay, let's go.
Unit 3, Lesson 1.
Welcome to London, Zachy.
Thanks, James. And thanks for coming round to see me.
No problems. Are they treating...
Unit 3, Lesson 1.
Welcome to London, Zachy.
Thanks, James. And thanks for coming round to see me.
No problems. Are they treating you well?
Yes, thanks. The hotel's comfortable, and the staff are really helpful.
Now then, let's talk about tomorrow. I usually get into the office at 9.
Oh, do you? In my country, we usually start at 8.
It should take
Poor you.
seconds.
But I expect you finish earlier. I don't finish till 5 or 5:30.
Oh, no. We don't finish work till about 8 in the evening.
What a long day.
Ah, but we have a long break in the middle of the day, from 11 to 4:30 in the afternoon.
So let's skip this part and go. We can't answer this because we could not work on the listening, so trying to tell you that the jobs are not that different. They are almost same jobs. And here are the answers. Two kinds of work, but they work on the same time, on the same day. But the number of days is only different. Now here's the good part. This is a conversation, which is an interview, as you can see here. This is an interview with a man who lives and works in the USA. Read the answers and write the questions. So you have to read B or A and find the answer here. So if I read it for 1 and 2 or 3 or A, B, A, B, A, B. So number 1, blah, 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 it's a question. Good, that's very important. You can't see the slide. Okay, I'll come back. Can you see that now? Can you see the slide now? Okay, congratulations. So the first part is a question. Okay. From Saudi Arabia. And then another question. I work as an engineer for a car company. Then another question. Yes, they are. My wife is at home looking after the children. So what do you think the first question here? If you read B, then you can know A. So let's try to guess for the gesture. Where are you from? Yes. Or where did you come from? Or where do you come from? That's right. All of them. Not all of them. So the first one, where do you go from? The second one, I work as an engineer for a company. So it could be, what is your job? And the last one, are your family here with you? Or do you have your family here with you? I don't know. So many answers work. So if we read this conversation, where do you come from? From Saudi Arabia. What do you do? Or what is your job? What is your career? What is your profession? You can ask too many different questions. I work as an engineer for a car company. Are your family here with you? Or do you have your family here with you? Or do you live with your family? Yes, they are. My wife is at home looking after the children. No, you can see. Don't look, okay? I'm going to go and try if this is going to appear without it. You don't look. You can, you don't have to cheat, okay? All right, good. Put your glasses on. I can't do this. All right, let me see if I can go on. No. All right. Okay, I'll read this for you. How many children do you have? 2. I have a son, he's 5 years old, and a daughter, she's 3. What do you do at weekends? At weekends, oh, I relax at home. I enjoy spending time with my family. Do you ever go back to Saudi Arabia? Yes, we go at least twice a year. I don't want the kids to lose touch with their family and their roots. Okay, that was supposed to be hidden, but I don't know. You can see the answers or the questions. We're going to skip this also because you are seeing it. Now, this is another interview, okay, with his wife now. Read the questions and complete the answer using the words provided. So now you have more words. You need to fix the words. So, C, do you find it very different living here in the States? So there's a Saudi man and his wife. They have 2 children. A son who's 5 years old and a daughter, she's 3. And he visits Saudi Arabia every year for 2 times. So the first interview was with the husband, and now we have the interview with the wife. Now the only difference, you have to look for this, for these words and put them together so we can make an answer. So do you find it very different living here in the States? Yes, at first very different and difficult, not speak English, not easier. How can you fix this? Okay, I'll give you a minute to fix this. If I ask you the same question and tell you, use these words here and make an answer. So do you find it very difficult living here in the States? Yes, at first very different and difficult, not speak English, now easier. How are you going to fix this? You're not writing anything, right? Lena says, yes, at first it was very different and difficult because I didn't speak English. Now it's easier. Yeah, that's good. And Mawadda only did the first part, which is, yes, at first it was different and yeah. I think Mawadda would like to complete. So you can say, yes, at first it was very different and difficult because I didn't speak English. Now it's a lot easier or easier. Yes, just like now. Okay, good. All right, good. So yes, at first it was very different and difficult because I didn't speak English. Now it is easier. Another conversation for the what do you miss most about not being in Saudi Arabia? Friends, family, customs, traditions. How can you fix this and make it an answer for D? How about you, Mawadda, answer first? Friends, custom, you are waiting Lena to answer. Friends, custom, tradition. Yeah, I want to make it an answer. So the question, what do you miss most about not being in Saudi Arabia? She said, friends, family, customs, and traditions. Good, that's the first part. I miss my friends and my family, also my customs and traditions. That's how you answer. Good, that's a part of it. If you put it all together, okay, Mawadda, if you put it all together, that's going to make some sense. Okay, so I miss my friends and family and also our customs and traditions. You can say, I miss my friends, family, customs, and traditions. Okay. How do you spend your days? How do you spend your days? No problem. Chicken, keep busy. It's okay. You're very slow. That's okay. Take your time. Take your time. How do you spend your days? No problem. Chicken, keep busy. Yes, the children can keep you busy. The children keep me busy. That's the second part. The first part, you can say, it's no problem. That is no problem. The children keep me busy. That's right. Thank you, Mawadda and Lena. So that is no problem, or that is not a problem, or it's not a problem. The children keep me busy. So she spent most of the day teaching her 2 children and cooking and stuff like this and cleaning the house so she can be busy with this. And then another question for C here. And how do you maintain your Saudi traditions? How do you keep your Saudi traditions? Observe religious festivals, cook Saudi children's stories, Saudi Arabia. So how can you use these words and fix them all together and make some sense in the answer? And how do you keep and how do you maintain your Saudi traditions? Now don't go to sleep. You're not doing anything, right? You're trying to think about it? Are you trying to think about it? Oh, Nina, good. We observe our religious festivals. I cook Saudi Arabian food and I tell the children stories about Saudi Arabia. Very good. That's nice. That's nice. Shazli, we observe our religious festivals. I cook Saudi Arabian food and I tell the children stories about Saudi Arabia. You know, Mawadda, if she's going to do this, this is going to take 3 days. No, I'm joking. 3 minutes. Okay. Now, this is a summary of all what we started with about some vocabulary for jobs, and then we checked the jobs as being done by men or women. That's okay. So we check out men or women and how the percentage or the number of women is rising up towards men in Saudi Arabia. And listening did not work. I don't know why. So we tried to listen to conversation to compare between 2 jobs, but I think it didn't work for some reason. I'm sorry that it didn't work. I enjoy listening to some scripts because we have some smart questions about the listening part. You know, I have to say this all the time. I know you hate this. We're trying to make a collection of the 3 books, Traveler 3, Flying Eye 3, and Mega Goal 3. Okay? So what's the name of your book, Mawadda? Do you study Traveler 3, Flying Eye 3, or Mega Goal 3? The Traveler. Good. And what about you, Lena, too? The same book. All right, the same book. So the last slide, you know, you can watch this offline anytime. So while I'm reading this, I'm going to give you some time to vote for this. You can watch and download this online anytime, anywhere. And you have a toll-free number, Twitter account, and you can ask questions, and you have 24/7 technical support around the hour. Okay, so you can vote. Now you can see the window for the voting. Always thank you, Lena and Mawadda, too, all right? You know, Lena has been studying with me for 2 years, and she's doing very great since her mother is a teacher, and she is actually going to be a great English teacher in the future. And you know that if you keep coming here, you can improve your English. You can try to read, use the microphone, and speak, and do whatever necessary for you. Okay, thank you again. Now close the door behind you and leave very slowly. Okay, now have a nice sweet evening and good night.